He calls you his child, asking you to listen to him. He has been waiting for you. Not just for a minute, not just for a day, but for so long. If you see this right now, it is not by accident. You did not stumble here by chance. He guided you. He drew you. He arranged this moment long before you ever realized you would need it. Please do not scroll away. Do not turn your eyes from this. Open this and make his heart smile. He asks you gently, but he also asks you with urgency. Do it now. He speaks to you as the one who formed you, who has loved you before you ever knew his name. There are no accidents in his kingdom. Nothing slips through his hands unnoticed. The fact that your eyes are reading these words at this exact second means something. He planned this. He prepared this. He waited for this moment when your heart would be soft enough to hear him clearly. You may think this is random, but he tells you the truth. This is divine timing. For so long he has watched you walk through days filled with noise and distraction. He has seen you carry burdens you were never meant to carry alone. He has seen you smile in public while feeling empty in private. He has heard your quiet sighs. He has felt the ache in your spirit when you wondered if he was close. He was always close, closer than your breath, closer than your thoughts. But he has been waiting for you to open the door fully. When he tells you to open it, he is not speaking about something outside of you. He is speaking about their heart. There is a place inside them that they have kept closed, not because they do not love him, but because they are afraid. Afraid of being disappointed again. Afraid of surrendering control. Afraid that if they give him everything, they might lose something they think they need. He understands their fear. He sees it clearly. But he is not asking to take from them. He is asking to give to them. He has been waiting so long for this moment. Waiting for them to pause. Waiting for them to listen. Waiting for them to stop running from the very love that would heal them. Do they know how much it means to him when they turn toward him willingly? When they whisper his name, not out of habit but out of hunger. Heaven rejoices when they lean in. They have searched for peace in many places. They have tried to fill the quiet with noise. They have tried to fill the ego with activity. But the emptiness they feel is not meant to be filled by the world. It is meant to be filled by him. That is why he is asking them now. Open it. Open their heart. Open their defenses. Open the parts they have hidden even from themselves. Do not make him wait any longer. His beloved. Not because he is impatient, but because he knows what they are missing by delaying. Every day they hesitate is another day. They carry weight he is ready to lift. Every moment they hold back is another moment they remain outside the fullness he prepared for them. He is not angry with them. He is not disappointed in them. He loves them. There is a difference. His heart does not close when they struggle. It remains open. His love never fades when they doubt. It remains steady. But he desires closeness. He desires honesty. He desires their simple act of saying, "Here I am." When they open their hearts to him fully, healing begins immediately. Not always loudly, not always dramatically, but deeply. Chains that have wrapped around their thoughts begin to loosen. Old wounds they have ignored begin to mend. Shame they have carried quietly begins to dissolve. This is what he has waited to do. The delay they experienced was not because he forgot them. It was because he was preparing both them and the blessing. He does not rush sacred things. He does not force doors open before they are ready to walk through them. But now something inside them is ready. That is why these words feel different. That is why they feel a tug inside their chest. That is why they sense this is personal. They must not ignore that feeling. That is His Spirit drawing them closer. That is His voice whispering, this is their moment. He has been patient. He has been gentle. But now He calls them clearly to open up, to let Him in deeper, to let Him rearrange their chaos, to heal whatever hurt them, and to let Him restore what they thought was lost. You might not even realize it, but when you respond to Him, it makes His heart rejoice. He is not distant or cold. He is relational. He delights in you, smiling when you trust Him. He rejoices when you choose Him. Your obedience is never about mere rules. It is about deep relationship. It is about true closeness. It is about returning His love. If you are watching this right now, it is because the moment has arrived. He has waited long enough. You have also waited long enough. The door stands right before you. Your heart senses it. Do not turn away or close this now. Away. Do not delay what can start right now. Write down, Father, you carried my burdens. If He has lifted what you could not bear, He says to open it and watch what He does next. He wants you to listen closely and carefully now. This moment is no accident. You are not here by chance. You did not just scroll at this exact time or click this very second without a purpose. He is not a God of coincidence. He is the God of divine timing. Every second that exists moves under His authority. Every moment unfolds under His watchful eye. And this exact second, the one you are living in right now, was arranged by Him long before you realized you would need it. You might think life is just a series of events. You might think you simply stumbled into this message due to curiosity or routine. But the truth is, nothing in His kingdom is random. Nothing drifts without His direction. Nothing appears without His intention. He guides steps even when the person walking does not see His hand. He stirs hearts even when they do not recognize His voice. He opens eyes at the exact moment they are ready to see. Before this day began, He knew you would be here. Before this hour struck, He had already aligned it. He saw the weight you were carrying. He saw the questions forming in your heart. He saw the quiet thoughts you did not share with anyone. And He said, now is the moment, not yesterday, not next week. His divine timing is not rushed and is never delayed. It is exact. It is precise. It unfolds at the perfect intersection between your readiness and His purpose. There were moments in the past when you were not prepared to hear what He is speaking now. Your heart was distracted. Your spirit was overwhelmed. Your mind was too crowded. But now something inside you is softer. Something inside you is listening. That is not by accident. That is divine alignment. You have asked Him for clarity. You have asked Him for direction. You have asked Him for confirmation that He is near, and He answers you through moments like this. He does not always thunder from the sky. He often whispers through what seems ordinary. But when His Spirit moves, even the ordinary becomes sacred. Nothing in His kingdom happens without purpose. The people you meet are not random. The doors that close are not careless. The delays you experience are not mistakes. The nudges you feel are not imagination. He orchestrates details you cannot see. He weaves circumstances together in ways your mind could never fully trace. While you see pieces, he sees the whole picture. While you see fragments, he sees the finished design. You were led here intentionally. He guided your steps gently. Perhaps you felt a pull. Perhaps you felt a pause. Perhaps something told you to stop instead of moving on. That was him. He does not force. He invites. He draws. He leads quietly but clearly, and you responded. That response matters. He arranged this exact second. Do you understand what that means? It means that beyond what your eyes can see, there is movement, there is order, there is divine planning. The angels who serve him do not move randomly. They move according to his command. The seasons of your life do not change by accident. They shift when he decrees it. And this is a decreed moment. You may feel small. You may think your life is just one among billions. But in his sight, you are not lost in a crowd. He knows you personally. He knows your name and your history. He knows your deepest fears. He knows your heart's desires. And because he knows you, he knows exactly when to speak to you. If this were just coincidence, it would feel empty. But this feels different, does it not? There is a divine stirring. There is a real sense of personal connection. That is because it is. He is speaking to you directly. He is interrupting your daily routine intentionally. He is breaking through the noise deliberately. You must understand this truth deeply. He does not waste divine appointments. When he arranges a moment, it carries weight. When he aligns timing, it carries purpose. This is not casual. This is not light. This is sacred. There were other times in your life when he tried to get your attention, but you were not ready. Not because you were bad, not because you did not love him, but because your focus was elsewhere. Your heart was guarded. Your trust was wounded. But now you are at a place where you are willing to listen to him more closely. That is why this moment has arrived. His divine timing also means protection. There were things you wanted earlier that he did not allow. You thought he was silent. You thought he was distant. But he was protecting you from Malcolm. They were not ready to carry. If he had answered certain prayers right away, they would have stepped into weight that would have crushed them. So he waited, and in that waiting, he shaped them. Now the shaping has brought them here, and being here is not random. It is intentional. It is arranged. It is aligned. His child, when heaven arranges a moment, it is because something is about to shift. It may begin inside them before it shows up around them, but it starts. This moment is a doorway, a crossing point, a quiet but powerful turning. They must not dismiss it as small. Some of the greatest changes in life begin very quietly. They start with a simple yes. They begin with a soft surrender. They begin with a willingness to stay and listen instead of rushing away. If they are reading this right now, it is because he has drawn them into a holy pause. He has slowed their steps. He has stilled their scrolling. He has created space in their awareness. That space is not accidental. It is sacred. Nothing is random in his kingdom. Not this second, not this message, nor then. Please support this channel. This work is devoted to bringing happiness into their lives and strengthening their devotion to God. If they want to support this work, they can donate through Super Thanks. Heaven has arranged this exact moment because He desires to speak to them clearly. He desires to move deeply within them. He desires to guide them forward intentionally. They must stay with him, not treating this as coincidence, receiving it as a calling. This is no accident. It is divine timing. He wants his children to hear his heart in this moment. He has been waiting for them. Not waiting with anger. Not waiting with disappointment, but waiting with longing. Waiting with love that has never weakened, never faded, never turned away. He has watched them move through their days carrying burdens, chasing responsibilities, trying to survive what felt heavy, and all the while he has been standing near, whispering gently, hoping they would turn their faces toward him fully. He desires something deeper with them. Not a beautiful connection, not a quick prayer spoken in passing, not a distant acknowledgement. He longs for closeness. He longs for them to sit with him without hurry. He longs for them to speak to him honestly without pretending to be stronger than they are. He longs for them to let him into the rooms of their hearts that they keep locked. They may not understand how deeply he values relationship. He is not seeking perfection from them. He is not asking for flawless performance. He is asking for their presence. He is asking for their trust. He is asking for their openness. There is a difference between knowing about him and walking closely with him, and he has been waiting for that closeness. There have been moments when they felt distance between them, those moments when they pray and feel silence, moments when they question whether the Lord is near. But as his child, that felt distance is never because he moved away. He does not withdraw his love. He does not retreat in frustration. He remains steady. If there was space between them, it was not because he left. It was because fear, hurt, and distraction, where disappointment built walls inside them. He saw those walls form. He saw the times they were hurt and quietly told themselves they would not trust too deeply again. He saw when life disappointed them and they pulled their heart back not only from people but from him. They did not even realize they were doing it. They were protecting themselves, and he understood their pain. But even while they built those walls, he stayed. He has never stopped watching over them. Every morning they woke up, he was there. Every night they lay down exhausted. He was there. When they succeeded, he rejoiced. When they failed, he did not turn away. When they felt proud of themselves, he smiled. When they felt ashamed, he leaned closer, not farther. His love does not shrink. When they struggle, it grows more tender. They know how patient he has been with them. Not because he is weak, but because his love is strong. He does not rush them. He does not force them. He does not demand immediate perfection. He waits. He speaks gently. He sends reminders. He gently nudges their spirit. He draws them back slowly. He gives them space to return willingly. There were times they ignored his whispers. Times when they felt the pull to pray but chose distraction instead. Times they sensed he was calling them deeper, but they hesitated. And even then he did not leave. He did not say, "Enough." He simply waited for another moment when their heart would soften again. His longing for them is not like human longing. It is pure, is steady, is faithful. He is not seeking to control them. He is seeking to walk with them. He wants to share their days, their thoughts, their concerns. He wants to guide them before they fall. He wants to comfort them before they break. He wants to celebrate them before they forget their worth. The pain of distance is real, he whispers, not because he is offended but because he knows what they are missing when they step away. When they try to carry everything alone, he feels the weight they bear. When they isolate themselves, he sees the loneliness creeping in. When they choose noise over stillness, he sees the exhaustion building inside them. And he waits for them to return to quiet. He has been waiting not in frustration but in hope. Hope that one day they would say, I am tired of doing this alone. Hope that they would open their heart fully again. Hope that they would trust that he is safe. They may wonder why he cares so deeply, why he continues to pursue his children when they drift. Because they belong to him, he formed them with intention. He breathed life into them. He wrote their story before they took their first breath. His love for them is not temporary. It is not conditional. It does not depend on their performance. Even when they doubted him, he believed in them. Even when they questioned his presence, he stayed close. Even when they walked through seasons of coldness, he kept his heart warm toward them. He never stopped loving them. Not for a second. There were nights they felt alone in their room, scrolling, thinking, worrying. They thought no one noticed the ache in their chest. He noticed. He saw how they tried to distract themselves from deeper questions. He saw how they avoided silence because silence made them feel too much. And still he waited patiently. His patience is not weakness. It is mercy. It is grace. Love that refuses to give up. He does not chase them with anger. He pursues them with tenderness. He does not shame them into closeness. He invites them gently. He has been waiting for this moment when they would pause long enough to hear him clearly. Waiting for the moment when their heart would slow down. Waiting for the moment when they would sense that this is not just another message but a personal call. They are not a burden to him. Their struggles do not exhaust him. Their questions do not annoy. Meet him. He welcomes them. He welcomes you. He wants the real you, not the version you show others. He wants your honesty, your confusion, your tears, your dreams. Do not think for a second that he stopped loving you during your wandering. He was with you in every step. When you chose paths that were not best for you, he walked beside you, protecting you from worse harm. When you felt far from him, he was closer than ever, quietly guarding your future. He has been waiting not because he lacked the power to move, but because a relationship cannot be forced. Love must be chosen. He has given you free will because he desires willing closeness. And now you are here. You are listening. You are feeling something stir inside you. That stirring is not guilt. It is an invitation. It is him saying, come closer. It is him saying he is still here. It is him saying, let us walk deeply together now. The distance does not have to continue. The waiting does not have to stretch further. He is ready. He has always been ready. He has been waiting for you. You will not fear tomorrow because his faithfulness never ends. He calls, come closer, my child. Let this be the moment when waiting turns into walking together. Let this be the moment when distance becomes intimacy. Let this be the moment when you realize he never stopped watching, never stopped loving, never stopped hoping for you. has been waiting for you. And now they are here. When the Lord tells his children to open their hearts, he does not speak lightly. He is not asking for a fleeting emotional moment nor for empty words spoken out of mere habit. He is inviting them into surrender. He calls his followers into obedience that flows from love. Opening one's heart means more than just feeling something. It means allowing him to enter fully without resistance, without walls or conditions. Believers often open parts of life to him before they have prayed, they have worshipped, they have asked for help. Yet some rooms that inside them still remain locked shut. Rooms filled with fear. Rooms harboring deep old pain. Rooms where pride quietly sits and says, I can handle this on my own. He sees those rooms clearly. He does not condemn them, but he is asking for access. Surrender is not weakness, it is trust. When believers open their hearts, they are not losing control. They are placing control into hands that are stronger than theirs. They are saying, I cannot carry this alone anymore. They are saying, I trust you more than I trust my own understanding. That kind of surrender moves heaven. Obedience is not about rigid rules. It is about relationship. When they love someone deeply, they listen to their voice. They follow their guidance because they trust their heart. He does not ask them to obey out of fear. He asks them to obey because they know he desires their good. Every instruction he gives is rooted in protection and purpose. There are fears they hold tightly. Fear of being hurt again. Fear of losing what they have. Fear of stepping into something unknown. Fear whispers that if they surrender fully, they might be disappointed. But has he not carried them safely this far? Has he not protected them more times than they realize? Fear is a guard that pretends to keep them safe, but it often keeps them trapped. Letting go of fear does not mean pretending it does not exist. It means handing it to him. It means saying, I feel afraid, but I will trust you anyway. This choice opens doors fear has kept locked for years. Pride is quieter but just as strong. Pride says, I will fix this myself. Pride says, I do not need help. Pride keeps them from asking. Keeps them from confessing weakness, keeps them from admitting when they are overwhelmed. But he did not design them to carry life alone. He created them to walk with him. When they open their hearts, pride must loosen its grip. Distractions also crowd their hearts. Endless noise, endless tasks, endless scrolling, endless thoughts. They fill their days so tightly that there is little room left for stillness. But intimacy cannot grow in constant noise. It grows in quiet surrender. It grows when they pause long enough to. They hear his voice clearly. Opening their hearts means making space. It means choosing stillness over noise. It means choosing trust over control. It means choosing his voice over every other voice competing for their attention. He is inviting them into deeper intimacy, beyond surface faith. He wants to walk with them in their ordinary moments. He wants presence in all their decisions. He wants to guide their thoughts before they spiral into worry. He wants to sit with them in doubts, without them feeling ashamed. Intimacy requires honesty. They cannot hide from him if they try. He already sees the hidden places. He sees the insecurities they never speak aloud. He sees the wounds they buried years ago. He sees the resentment they pretend is gone. He sees the dreams they fear to hope for again. He does not ask for access because he does not know what is there. He asks, because they need hearing in those places. There are memories they avoid because they still sting. There are failures they replay in their minds, quietly judging themselves for them. There are questions they are afraid to ask him because they fear the answer. They must open those places. He is not offended by their questions. He is not surprised by their weakness. He is not shocked by their struggles. When they open those hidden places, light enters and light heals. Light exposes lies that have shaped their thinking. Light removes shame that has sat quietly for too long. His light brings clarity where confusion once ruled. A believer may fear that letting him fully into their heart will demand too much. But know this, he does not enter to destroy them, but to restore them. He does not come to strip away joy. He comes to fill them with true joy. He does not come to remove everything they love, but to remove what harms them. Opening the heart is a daily decision. It is not a single moment. It is choosing again and again to trust Him with what they feel, fear, and deeply desire. It is obedience in small things as well as big ones. It is listening when He whispers, even when the world shouts. He reminds His children they tried finding strength alone. They have sought independence. They have tried distraction, but none of those things satisfied the deep longing inside them. That longing was placed there by Him. It is a space designed for His presence. They need not fear closeness with Him. He is gentle. He is patient. He moves at the pace of their healing, not the pace of pressure. But He does ask for willingness. He does ask for openness. To open the heart and let Him rearrange what is out of order, letting Him remove bitterness before it grows deeper, allowing Him to calm anxiety before it takes root. Allowing Him to speak truth over lies that have lived there too long. He is knocking not because He is far away, but because they have kept certain doors closed. When they open them, they will not find anger waiting. They will find love. They will find peace. They will find understanding. Surrender becomes their true freedom. Obedience becomes their deepest joy. Intimacy with Him is strength. He asks them to open up, giving Him access to every room. He wants to sit with them in hidden places. He will heal what they try to hide. He desires to love them fully. Opening their hearts does not mean they lose themselves. They find their true self in Him. His child, the delay has been long. He knows it. He has seen how the days stretched into weeks and those weeks stretched into months. He watched them mark the time quietly, hoping each new morning would bring the answers they had been longing for. There were moments they woke up with expectation only to end the day with same unanswered questions. He saw how their hearts rose and fell. He saw the hope they tried holding on to, even when it felt fragile. The waiting season was not easy for them. They carried heavy disappointments that they rarely spoke about. They smiled when others asked how they were doing, but inside they wondered how much longer they could endure the silence. They questioned if they misunderstood His promises. They questioned if they had missed something important. They wondered if the delay meant denial. But for His beloved, delay was never denial. He remembers the tears they shed in private, the nights when their pillow absorbed their silent cries, the moments they whispered His name, not loudly, not boldly, but softly, because they were too tired to say more. They did not need to say more. He heard them. Every silent prayer reached him. Every trembling sigh was understood. When they felt like their words were weak, his understanding was strong. There were disappointments that cut deeply. Doors they believed would open remained closed. Plans they carefully built seemed to crumble. People they trusted did not respond the way they hoped. And in those moments, they felt the weight of uncertainty pressing down on them. They tried to stay strong. They tried to remain faithful. But sometimes they simply felt weary. The delay felt long because they could not see what he was doing behind the scenes. They saw stillness. He saw movement. They saw closed doors. He saw protection. They saw absence. He was arranging alignment. The miracle they have been praying for has two sides. One side is their preparation. The other side is the preparation of circumstances, people, timing, and provision. He was working on both. While they were growing in patience, he was shifting events in ways they could not trace. While they were learning trust, he was softening hearts and opening unseen pathways. While they wrestled with doubt, he was clearing obstacles that would have harmed them had they remained. A miracle requires alignment from more than one direction. It is not only about them being ready, it is also about everything around them being ready. Had he answered them too soon, the other side would not be prepared. The timing would have been incomplete. The blessing would have been fragile. But he does not release fragile blessings. He releases fullness. He grants what has been strengthened through careful design. That is why the delay was necessary. They have grown during this waiting season. Even if they do not see it, they are not the same person they were when they first prayed for this miracle. Their faith has deepened. Their heart has softened. Their priorities have shifted. They value His presence more than they did before. They have learned to sit with Him in silence. They have learned that His love does not fade when answers are slow. The tears they shed were not wasted. They watered seeds inside them, seeds of compassion, seeds of humility, seeds of dependence on Him, rather than on outcomes. The disappointments they faced stripped away illusions that once distracted them. They clarified what truly matters. They taught them to look beyond surface success and seek deeper meaning. He was not only preparing them, He was preparing the perfect moment. There is a fullness to divine timing. It is like fruit ripening on a tree. If it is picked too early, it lacks sweetness. If it is delayed too long, it loses strength. But when it is ready, it carries richness. Their miracle is moving toward that fullness. There were forces they did not see that needed to shift, conversations that had to happen, decisions that had to be made by others, paths that had to cross at the right intersection. The Lord was orchestrating those details. They did not need to carry that responsibility. They only needed to remain faithful in the waiting. The Lord knew they felt tired. The Lord knew they sometimes wondered if He had forgotten their prayer. But He does not forget. He does not misplace requests. He does not ignore tears. He carries them. The delay felt long in their eyes, but in His design it was precise. Divine timing is reaching its fullness. They can sense it. There is a subtle shift inside them. A quiet readiness. The weight of frustration is lighter than it once was. The anger they felt has softened into surrender. The desperation has matured into trust. That is not accidental. That is growth. The waiting season was shaping their capacity to receive what is coming. When the miracle arrives, it will not overwhelm them the way it would have before. They will recognize it. They will steward it with wisdom. They will hold it with. They felt gratitude rather than fear of loss. Their spiritual maturity grew through the delay. They do not despise the waiting now that it is nearly complete. They honor it. It refined and protected them. It aligned them, stretching them in ways comfort never could. They are stronger because of it. They are clearer because of it. They are more anchored because of His beloved. The delay has been long, but it has not been empty. It was filled with unseen preparation. Both sides of the miracle have been shaped. Both paths are aligning. The fullness of divine timing is approaching, declaring that His word steadies the soul. If Scripture keeps them grounded and they share this